Process of integration management, monitor and control project work. Now, you have many knowledge areas like time, cost, scope, risk, quality, and each knowledge area is having their own control process. For example, we have a control schedule which tells us about the variance related to schedule and time. Now, this knowledge area, project integration management knowledge area, is responsible for integrating the output of rest of the processes. So the monitor and control project work, a process, has a responsibility of integrating the control information, the work performance information which is coming out of remaining control processes, and compile and present it in a consolidated way. Let's see how does that happen. Since we are talking about controlling, we need to know what was the plan, because control happens against the baseline plan. So we need to know project management plan. So project management plan is one of the crucial input of this particular process. We also need to know the output information, which is work performance information coming out of rest of the control processes. Now, every knowledge area has a control process except human resource. So project human resource management does not have a process for monitoring and control, but rest of the knowledge areas has process for monitoring and control. Scope management knowledge area has two processes for monitoring and control. One is for controlling scope and other is for validating scope. In the same way, we have schedule control, we have cost control, we have quality control, we have risk control, we have stakeholder engagement control, we have a communication control, we have procurement control. So these all control processes are generating work performance information. Means in respective specialized area, they are comparing plan with the actual performance and generating information like the project is delayed by 10 days, work performance information. The cost is over by $5,000, cost information, cost variance information. So these all informations are coming in the form of work performance information. And this information, in some cases, especially in schedule and cost, is also coming with a forecast. So the schedule control and cost control process, control schedule and control cost process, also gives us schedule forecast and cost forecast. Now, these all are considered as an input to our monitor and control project work. We give a special focus to changes. So we want to see them as a separate entity, as an input to signify that while we monitor or while we plan, we want to give a special status and attention to the change request. So the validated change requests also come as an input to this process. Beside this, we always need enterprise environmental factor, because we want to work inside the environment of an organization and surrounding, and we also need an organization process assets for various templates, checklists, procedures, information. Now, what do we do with this all information? We need to convert this into a work performance report. So our goal is that from this process we identify work performance report. Now, how do we do that? We need to put our mind. So again, this process also needs an expert judgment. Now, what these experts are doing? They are applying analytical technique and having meetings and discussions to identify the consolidated work performance report. So what could be the analytical techniques? There could be various analytical techniques. For example, doing root cause analysis. So if they find that there is a big variance in a cost, so these guys will do a root cause analysis and see that what is the basic root cause of such a big cost variance. They may be doing a reserve analysis where they identify, looking at the status, what kind of reserves we should need or how much reserves we have consumed till now. They may also do a regression analysis. Various form of analysis can be performed related to time data, where the information which is coming out of these get compiled, analyzed and get converted into a consolidated status where we know the direction of project moving in. Along with these three tools and technique, we also need project management information system, since the quantum of data is getting bigger and bigger, and without having a system to manage and analyze the data generated out of various control processes, it could be difficult to drive a work performance report in this process. Now, think like a situation where you have specialized guys. So project integration management is a knowledge area which is done by the integrator team, as I said in our previous videos as well. Now, you may have a specialized requirement or a scope management team. You may have a specialized team which is focused on scheduling and costing related areas. Now, they are respective knowledge areas. So the scope team is this group of knowledge area experts, and those experts can tell that we are going and this is the scope variance and this is how we need to include new changes in the scope in order to meet the market demand. Now, when they are talking about these scope changes, the cost and time is not getting factored in, because those guys are specialized in domain. They don't know about the schedule, they don't know who is going to do it, they don't know how much cost it will take to do all these changes. So the monitor and control process has a responsibility where all these variances which are coming from respective areas get consolidated, analyzed and presented to the respective stakeholders, and also for the project manager also, so he can take the decision by looking at the overall benefit of the project, not only focusing on scope, time, cost, risk, quality of one area. So that's why these experts are doing this analysis, having an interaction, using a project management information system and generating output like the work performance report. This is the only knowledge area which generates work performance report. This work performance report is a consolidated report of how the project is moving. This process will also generate change request. Now, all processes of monitoring and control process group will generate change request, because what they do, they always analyze the actual conditions and the plant conditions, and they talk about what variance going on and how to control it better. So in the same way, here also we are doing it at a consolidated level. We generate the change request. By looking at the scope input, we may decide that okay, schedule needs to be changed, and then we may have a schedule management plan we take into account and generate a change request which is helping the scope change to get integrated with various other knowledge areas. Now, since we are analyzing the project management plan and taking controlling informations, this process may result in change of PMP. Change of PMP, not necessary or a subsidiary plan of PMP. For example, while analyzing the consolidated information, we may find that something needs to be changed in a way we manage our schedules. For example, we want to manage it at a weekly level rather than doing it at a monthly level, looking at the project status. Now, this particular change is a change in a schedule management plan. So that becomes a change to a project management plan. The other change which can happen through this process is change in project documents. So project documents like activity list, risk registers, work breakdown structure list, all these things can get changed while performing the monitor and control process group. And monitoring and control process group also generates an output or also updates a project documents. Project documents like activity list, issue log, milestone list, etc. may get updated on the basis of monitoring and control activity we do at a consolidated level. So now you see that monitoring and control process group, the complete group get monitored and get integrated using the process monitor and control project work.